Imagine waking up every single day with $80, $40, $600 deposited into your bank account. By midnight, whatever you didn't use disappears, gone forever. The next morning, the same amount shows up again. You'd spend it wisely, right? You wouldn't let it go to waste because you know tomorrow brings another $80, $40, $600. That's exactly what life gives you, 80, 40, 600 seconds every day. So why waste them? If I could give one piece of advice to everyone, it would be this. Believe in yourself completely and unapologetically. Don't wait for anyone else to believe in you. Don't depend on others to push you or make you better. Rely on yourself because you only get one life. And if you live it right, one is all you need. The heaviest burden in life isn't iron or gold, it's the decisions you never make. Stress comes from the choices you're avoiding. We keep searching for some grand purpose, money, family, success, but the real purpose is you. We forget that. Every day I wake up and sometimes I don't feel like doing anything. But then I ask myself, do you want to go through the whole day knowing you could have done something, but didn't? Laziness comes from within. It's a sign you're not deeply connected to anything urgent enough. You don't feel the pressure, the reality that tomorrow isn't guaranteed. When you finally realize life could end at any moment, that's when you find the fire to get things done. There's no necessity behind it. And the human animal, the way we were created is when we feel pressure, we feel the necessity to get things done. So you have to create necessity in your life. You have to create the need to get things done. You have to give yourself deadlines. You have to remind yourself that tomorrow everything could go kapoon. CO could come back. You could be fired. You could die. You could have an illness. Give yourselves a sense of urgency that I need to get things done quickly. Most people, the bottom 80%, are lazy. And it's something that it's not polite to talk about, but most people are lazy and they're looking for an easy way. They're looking for a shortcut to be successful. And there aren't any, but if you do something repeatedly over and over, you develop a habit. So most people are in the habit of looking for easy ways to get the things they want. So here's what I want to say. No more gray decisions in your life. It either serves the man or the woman you want to become, the business you want, the father you want to be, thus the wife you want to be, the mom you want to be, the leader you want to be, the business you want to have. Your actions either serve and take you towards that version of yourself, or those actions take you away from that. If you get rid of, well, maybe kind of, surfing on my phone a little bit, or doing this a little bit, or binge on Netflix a little bit, or hanging out with those negative people a little bit. No. You want to go to the next level. You know what it's like to generate the kind of money, impact, and purpose that you know you can and want to. Then there's no gray anymore. Stop telling your visions to other people because they're not going to see it. Why you think you keep imagining opening a business? Why you keep imagining graduating, getting a better job? Why do you keep imagining buying a house? Why do you keep imagining driving a really nice car? Why do you keep imagining getting rich one day? Why do you keep imagining that? Because God is talking to you. When I was a kid, I was wondering kind of what's the meaning of life? Like, why are we here? What's it all about? And I came to the conclusion that what really matters is trying to understand the right questions to ask. No more around, you want your life to be better. I can't help you. Lee can't help you. Joe Rogan can't help you. Ari can't help you. God can't help you. Only you can help you. Grab your ring balls. Get a Bijor notebook and write down what the Arisura you're going to do this year. And this is it. You're not going to have these problems. Or the drugs. Or cigarettes. That dumb. It all starts today. All right. No more excuses. This is the year of the soldier. It's time for you to make a not-to-do list. You've had a to-do list your whole life. It's time to have a not-to-do list and say no. And then open that time up. And that time should be spent on your business. That time should be spent on taking you from where you are to where you want to be. Life is hard and that's the way it's always been. It's our lot. Now, if you don't want to accept that, that's up to you. Okay, but it's our lot. It's our place. Why not believe in it? What's the other option? There is no other option. It's a life forgotten, man. In the acting world, if I go to the audition, I have a chance of getting a part. If I don't go to the audition, I'm out of the game. I know the outcome, nothing. Show up. If you get knocked on your ass, show up. At least you have a possibility. You have a chance. You have a voice of doing something with your life. No matter how big your dreams, you're going to die. Everyone will move on. Do what you want. It sucks to not be liked, but it sucks more to not be yourself. If you just sacrifice this summer, these next 3 months of your life, bro, you could change the entire trajectory of your entire life. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. You have to let it all go. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind. You see, the underdog story is the realest story there is. Because when you come from nothing, you appreciate everything. You hustle different, you love different, and you lead different. No matter how bad it is going to be when there is a challenge, music, and by a challenge, I mean anything in life, any challenge, anything that you're facing, the only way to overcome the challenges that you face is to start walking. Music, take that step. If you aren't naturally tired at night and excited in the morning, then you probably haven't found something meaningful to work on. You are not stressed from doing too much. You are stressed from doing too little of what you care about. I say be happy with what you got. You'll be happy. Me, I want what's coming to me. But what's coming to you, though? The world and everything in it. He said, I want what all other men want. He said, I guarantee you when I line up and they line up, I want what all other men want. I guarantee you when you line up in your one-on-one battles, you want what all other men want. The same way you want the victory, they want the victory. I want what all other men want, he said. But when the pressure hits, when the opposition hits, when the challenge hits, when the pain creeps in, when the uncertainty creeps in, when the cuts, when the scars, when the bruises come, I want what all other men want, he said. But when the opposition and adversity shows up, I just wanted a little bit more than they wanted. And so that's how I conquer, and that's how nobody has ever beaten me yet. I just want one thing from you. As great as you are, as skilled as you are, as talented as you are, I just want one thing from you. Never allow life to make you forget why you do what you do. People don't burn out. People don't quit. People don't underachieve. People don't settle because of what they do. People burn out. People quit. People underachieve, and people settle because life makes them forget why they do it. Stay humble. Never forget where you came from. Stay hungry. Keep that fire in your soul and stay true. Always be real with yourself and the world, because the world don't need no more copies. It need originals. And trust me, ain't nobody else who can do what you do like you do. You're racing against no one but yourself. When you compare yourself to other people, you are losing the race. And like this race is you against you, man. Worry about yourself. Worry about what you're doing. And worry about where you're going, and only where you're going to be your best self. Pressure changes everything. Pressure. Some people, you squeeze them, they focus. Others fold. Can you summon your talent at will? Can you deliver on a deadline? Can you sleep at night? Confidence and fear both require believing in something that hasn't happened yet. At a certain point, you have to consider that you're choosing to be afraid. Believe. Believe in yourself. Believe that. Believe that you're better than everyone else. You know what I mean? When I was always looking at fights, looking at anything, obviously I can do this. I'm as good as that. And be confident and be humble, train hard. That's it. Just don't ever sell out for the temporary reward of what the opportunity is today. Believe in the bigger picture. Believe that all these things are just moments building the wave for the big moment to come. Always plant the seeds of hard work and integrity and honor today, and then every day you water them and nourish them. Believe in them. One day that will sprout, a flower of which music, when you're dead and gone, people will still remember. Everybody has a turn-back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting. That it will never happen. No way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up no matter what. How bad do you want it? There's two options. To continue forward, pushing upward. And if you do, that dream is given birth. And forever, you will live in the reality of it. If you stop, quit, throw in the towel. I promise you, there's no distance you can travel far enough to find that dream again. If you ever get to a stage where you're saying you're looking at something and saying, nah, that doesn't work. That's my way is better. That's the wrong way of thinking. You want to learn absolutely everything. You want to absorb everything and you want to be perfect. You know, you're looking for perfection and you're looking to be able to move every way, and that's what I'm looking for anyway. You know, if your life was a movie and people were watching up to this point, what would the audience be screaming at the screen telling you to do with your life? What would they be? Just it's obvious. Leave the job. Get like it's your brother. It's the killer's hiding in the cupboard. Whatever it might be. What would the audience watching the movie of your life be screaming at the screen telling you to do? Remember, it's not what you have, but what you do with what you have that separates winners from losers. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to what happens to you that counts. In the final analysis, your response to the adversity of life is the real measure of who you are and what you're made of. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Yes, because you need to have a hierarchy of improvement. You need to be aiming for something. And that means you're going to be lesser than people who've already attained along that dimension. And that can give rise to envy. So the question is, who should you defeat in the final analysis? And the answer is, you should defeat your former self. You should be constantly trying to do that. And you're the right control for yourself too, because you're the one who's had all your advantages and disadvantages. And so if you want to compete fairly with someone, then you should be competing with you. I say chase your dreams, man. Do that thing, man, that keeps you up at night. That thing that bothers you, man. That makes you trip. You can't quit thinking about it. You always that thing, man, that you wake up in the middle of the night, you got a new idea. That's what you gotta chase. 'Cause anything else, it's going to disappoint you. You're going to forever be sad, man. If you don't chase that dream, you're going to forever be miserable. Man, you're born with a gift. If not that, then you get good at something along the way. And what you're good at, you don't take for granted. You don't betray it. What if you do betray your gift? Then you betray yourself. Our minds are very similar to circuit breakers. When they blow, you gotta figure out what it is. Sometimes you just add it too much to your plate. Go back in your mind and figure it out. The biggest single obstacle to success is the fear of failure. The antidote to the fear of failure is the habit of courage. And what we know is that you need two types of courage to succeed. The first type of courage is the courage to begin. It's the courage to launch with no guarantees of success. Someone once said that if all obstacles must first be removed, nothing will ever get done. We have the ability to go in such a space if you're willing to suffer, and I mean suffer. Your brain and your body, once connected together, can do anything. Sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. Just literally 20 seconds of just embarrassing bravery. And I promise you something great will come of it. The best thing that happened to me, no one helped me. No one felt sorry for me. I had to figure out I wasn't going to be a punk kid all my life. So the only way I could turn around was to suffer. I had to build calluses in my brain the same way I built calluses on my hands. When I said I wanted to win 8 gold medals, basically half the people in the swimming world thought I was absolutely crazy. And nobody could ever do something like that. But for me, I was somebody who believed in it, and somebody who believed in the process of getting there. I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight. For me to become the man I wanted to become, I saw myself as the weakest person God ever created. But I never blamed God for anything he did to me. So I wanted to change that to be the hardest man ever created. Am I that? I don't know. But you had to have a goal, right? And my goal when I was sitting there, not going to school, being bullied, having no self-esteem, my goal was the only person that could turn this person around is me. The only way I can turn it around is put myself through the worst things possible a human being can ever endure. And that be the only way that I can build this brain to handle anything that comes in front of it. Callousing my mind. It's absolutely incredible. There's nothing better than standing on the podium listening to your national anthem play after you had just won a gold medal. But for me, I'm somebody who I knew that I had 7 other events after the first day. So I have to throw that in the back of my head. I gotta throw that race out. I have to make sure I'm eating the right amount. I'm sleeping the right amount. My body is as fresh as I can possibly be. So that means sitting in an ice tank, getting massages, getting stretched, all of these small things that end up adding up to the major end result. Dream big dreams. Develop a vision of yourself as happy, healthy, wealthy, thin. Imagine that you have no limitations. Imagine that you have all the time and all the money and all the friends and all the contacts and all the education, all the experience, and that you could be or have or do anything you want in life. If you could, what would it be? If your life were perfect in 5 years, what would it look like? How much would you be earning? How much would you be worth? What kind of a family life would you have? What kind of health would you have? What kind of car would you be driving? What would your life be like if you could wave a magic wand and make it perfect in every way? We live in an external world. Everything is you gotta see it, touch it. It's external. If you can for the rest of your life live inside of yourself, you gotta take everything and throw it away. You have to believe in one thing, and that is yourself. I'd say one of the strongest mental frames that has gotten me through my hardest times is thinking this will be the story that I will one day tell. And that means the harder it is, the bigger the dragon, the more epic the story. And by consequence, the more epic the hero. And if you think about the difference between winners and losers, winners define themselves by what they made happen, and losers define themselves by what happened to them. And the difficult part of the lonely chapter is that the rocky cutscene lasts 90 seconds in the movie and lasts 5 years in reality. Instead of spending time getting in the mood to work, just start working. Confront the work. People think they need perfect conditions to start, when in reality starting is the perfect condition. People who don't have a sense of purpose, a mission, and don't have a consistent routine end up digging holes in their life. And it's not always Vicodin or some drug addiction. It could come as something benign as porn, gambling, overdrinking, too much television, things that slowly chip away at humanity, things that you people use to escape. Vaping, binge-watching television, all of these things are digging holes in your life that ultimately you look back and you realize there's such a chasm between you and your spouse, that you and your kids barely know each other, even though you live under the same roof, that you've got this dad bod with a pot belly and pointy titties and pear-shaped. And you're like, whoa, where'd this come from? It was the absence of purpose and it was absence of routine. We need it. Otherwise, humans dig the holes in their lives too. No different than a German Shepherd would. The emotionally immature man seeks out motivation to do something hard one time. The emotionally mature man uses discipline to do something hard 1,000 times. Have emotional maturity. You realize that some days you're not going to sleep well. Some days you're going to wake up and you've got your schedule and everything's planned out, and the poop hits the fan. You gotta eat those Tom sandwiches, right? And whether things go well or not that day, the emotionally mature man will still do what he has to do to stack his wins to focus on his purpose. Whereas the emotionally immature man will say, well, I didn't sleep well. I had nightmares, so I'll stay in bed. I didn't sleep well, or it's raining outside. It's cold outside. I don't feel good. I just woke up and the airplanes hit the World Trade Center, so I guess I have to change my pattern of life. You have to stay the course no matter what. And it takes a high level of emotional maturity because your emotions dictate your motion. This next generation that's coming up, and I don't mean to smash all of them, but they seem like a bunch of gallam to me, you know? So, because of that, there's never been more opportunity than there is right now. If you're Aang Savage and you get out there and you grind hard and you want it bad enough, you can run all these guys over, man. You can have what you want in 5 years. But there's 2 conditions. You have to know what it is and you have to aim at it. Okay? Okay. So, let's say you're willing to play that game. Might be wrong, because who knows? You're going to get run over by a bus tomorrow. But, you're going to play the game. Okay. Now, the next step is alright. Figure out what you want. Write it down. Figure out what you could do to start moving towards that. Okay? Do that with your family relationships. Do that with your friendships. Do that with your career. Do that with your education. Think about your misuse of alcohol and drugs and other things that might drag you down. You have to discipline yourself. And the issue is, well, how? That's not really the relevant question. You can pick a disciplinary path. It's why I often tell my clients, especially young people, they say, well, I don't know what to do. It's like, that's okay. Nobody does. Go do something. Do the best thing that you can think of. Put the best plan you have into practice. It's not going to be perfect, and it will change along the way, but it will change partly because you become disciplined pursuing the path. And as you become disciplined, you become wiser. And as you become wiser, you become able to formulate better and better plans. The man who never failed, the man who never fell, has no glory. The man who fell and got back up, that's where his glory is. The man who fell 20 times and got up 21 times, that man has even greater glory. Wow. That man has more courage, way more courage than the guy who was so strong from birth that he never fail.